Okay, so Ken, here we are in the on the first floor here, and you can see that they've got this foyer set up as a two-story type thing, and then we've got the staircase running alongside this front foyer area. The front foyer is ceramic tile flooring, and I'm going to pan down here a little bit so you can kind of see that. It all looks to be in pretty decent shape, and it actually goes through to the kitchen and then goes back towards this hallway here. And to my right is the attached three-car garage, and right directly in front there is where the master bedroom is. So now we're going to head back, and like I say, we're in this foyer here. So I'm going to stand at the front door here. And so as I'm standing here at the front door, again, to my right, or directly ahead is the kitchen. To my right is the staircase, and then also access to the garage and the master bedroom. And then to my immediate left is the family room, great room, whatever you'd like to call it. And it's got pretty good height on it. I'm going to say probably, I think these could be 10 footers maybe. And as I'm standing here, you can see that's an open railed staircase going up to the second floor. So let's head in here and we'll take a quick look at this great room. They've got crown molding throughout. The type of plaster that they're using here is a knockdown type setup. That's pretty typical in this marketplace. We've got wood flooring, and I can't access the floor to tell you if this is 3/4 inch or not, but it sure looks nice. Looks very, very nice. And then of course we've got natural wood trim here. I have already checked the windows. These are all Anderson windows, and probably the originals. And I'll give you a quick look here. You can see right down there in the corner there, that AW, that stands for Anderson windows. I don't know, there, I got you. A good look there. And then of course we've got a gas fireplace here. And we can step out to the deck from this door. And the only thing I can't figure out is how to turn that light off. And there's one off to the side here too that I can't figure how to turn off. They were already on. But now again, I'm in this family room, this great room, whatever you'd like to call it. They've got some lighting there. And then to my immediate left is where we'd have the dinette area. And now these drop down to standard 8-foot ceilings. And you can see on this dinette area, we're actually looking out into the four-season room, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. So here's our kitchen cabinets. I would call this a peninsula. I would not call this a breakfast bar necessarily. And I think you're kind of caught because you could maybe do some kind of a breakfast bar type thing. But if you look at the traffic pattern, if you put some extra countertop out over the edge like that, it's going to be difficult because it's going to interfere with traffic patterns. Now they do have a setup for pantry, and they've got the rollouts, which is good. I think that's a good thing. And then we have the natural wood cabinets, and the drawers are dovetailed. Excuse me, they're not dovetailed, they're stapled drawers. But what they do have is they have 3/4 inch shelving, and I think that's a good thing. Now this property was built, let's see if I can get it here. This property was built in 1998, and in the 90s they were using cabinetry that was 1/2 inch shelving. So to have that 3/4 inch shelving means a lot. We've got a stainless steel refrigerator, and that is a GE model, GE profile. They have a Samsung stove, and this does have convection in it. So I think that's a plus, and a lot of people prefer to do the gas. And then, of course, we've got a Samsung microwave here. And then it vents right out the top here. So it doesn't really work. If you're really into cooking, it's probably not very good for doing that. And then we've got a Bosch dishwasher, stainless steel interior, which I think is a step up from a normal dishwasher. Now let's go out to the four-season room here. You can see we've got, it's cathedral vaulted, whatever you'd like to call it. And I know it's heated because of the vents. There's a vent here, and then a vent over on this side. I imagine it gets pretty hot in here with that sun beating down, especially later in the afternoon like this. I really like the ceiling on this. Tongue and groove. It's some kind of a vent or something there. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there. That's a cold air return up on the wall there. But we are carpeted. And again, if I had my druthers, I'd probably have all hard surface in here. But again, that's just me. So now we're walking towards the staircase. We've made a big circle here. And to my immediate right is the half bath. So a half bath, and we've got dinette, kitchen, and of course here's our foyer here. So I'm just trying to reorientate you. So now we're going to head back into the master bedroom, and then we're going to head back to the garage. So in the master bedroom suite, or the master suite, if you will, they've got some built-in cabinetry here. So far, the ceilings and walls look fairly good from everything I can see. This wall would accommodate a king-size bed very easily. And you'll note that I've already pulled out, on the access to the master bath, I've pulled out the pocket door so that you know that they have one there. Here's the master closet. And it's actually got, I think it probably has some pretty good size. Take a look back in here so you can kind of see. Now keep in mind, we've got an access here because we're on the main level here, but when we get upstairs, there'll probably be another access panel to get into that crawl space. And from a fire code standpoint, they need to have that in place so that in case there would be a fire. So in the master bath, we've got a whirlpool tub, and we've got double vanities. And I know that these are somewhat outdated because of they're not elevated. So they're probably the original ones. The faucets are not original, I don't think. And I think the tub is not original either. I'm not a big fan of the jacuzzis. And they've got an access panel here. And I don't know, because I know they've got an access panel down here too. So I'm not sure just what that is. Oh, I know what it is. That's so they can access the shower. So when we walk in here, now here's the stool, and then we have the shower. So they could access the back side of that. And I'll bet you what they did is they cut that wall open, and then they put a nice panel in there to fix it up, because I think that is not original either. So when they did this, they did all that too. They probably just cut a hole in the drywall there to accomplish that. So let's head out here. We're going to go into the laundry room. So this is kind of this is where the washer and dryer would go, and we've got a hood fan up there for venting for the washer and dryer. And then I'm going to turn. This light was already on when I went out here. So I'm really pleased. They've got a extended cab Ram, but that puppy's got some size, and I'll bet you that bed is probably 5.5 cubic feet. And we are in the shorter end of this garage. So I think we're probably 20 foot along here. And then as we get over to the other side, I think we're probably 22 foot, if I'm not mistaken. You see how that's offset there? Now, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. This may be the 22 foot end here. And then, see, there's an offset over here too, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So there's not, I'm glad they've got this truck in here because you can see there's not very much room here for this monster. And then it looks like we could have hot and cold running water in this sink, which would really be a nice touch. Don't know that to be totally true, but it appears that that's what it could be. And then they do have a bit of an offset here, and I don't know, it's probably at most maybe 6 inches. You see it there? And this pipe is actually the radon mitigation system, and I just want to see if I can hear. Yeah, I can hear it, and downstairs we'll take a better look at it. In fact, it says radon reduction system right there. Now, just because it's got a radon reduction system doesn't mean that this home has low radon. At some point, if whoever buys this, they might want to test for radon just to see where they're at. And of course, I really like this. This is, the valve is turned off at this point, but we've got a suspended furnace here, so we can keep this right in the 40s and probably help this garage out quite a bit during the winter time. And of course, it's filthy. Could be, let's put it this way, I'm going to be more charitable. It could be cleaner. That's what I'm going to tell you. Now this garage door, we do have 2 openers. They're both LiftMaster garage door openers. And let's see here. On this garage door opener, you see how this is a fairly good-sized garage door, and I'd probably want another bracket up there because I think that puts a lot of pressure on this door. And I know I've had whole house guys tell me before if they put another bracket in to give it a little more rigidity, it'll work a lot better. So just sharing that with you. So let's go upstairs now. Now when we go upstairs, and now we're in the laundry, and while we're in here, I want you to be aware of the fact that we do have gas and we have electric. And again, this is the electrical hookup on that. And then of course here's where your washer would go. So let's head upstairs. This I believe is linen. This door is pretty modest quality, and I think they've yanked on that before. It's been it's been given some pressure before, let's put it that way. So let's head upstairs. And I'll give you a look down this way. Now, I have nothing to add to this. I would call this a timeout space for little people. That's what I'd call it. But I wouldn't want a timeout space there because they might try to jump off. So there you go. So here's bedroom number 1. Nice size bedroom. Really good wall space. You could do a king size bed there on either wall. I don't like beds to cover up my windows. So let's go into the next one. Now this carpet that I'm walking on has really got a pretty good pad on it, just so you know. So now we're back in here in this other bedroom. And again, king size bed would fit on this wall. Bed would fit pretty good right here too. Now, remember I was telling you in that 4-season room, there was like a vent. I'm wondering if that's not connected there somehow. And I don't know how it would be because that's a vaulted ceiling in there. So I'm not sure totally what its function is. Hopefully a whole house guy would have a clue on that. And this is just for things that would be feel-good things that you could put in there. And then, of course, there's a bath up here. I really like the fact that it's got double vanities. And again, they had switched out the fixtures and that kind of thing from before. And then we have the tub here and the stool. And I'm not sure what I'm looking at there. On this roof up here, again, it looks pretty good, and it's nice to get a better look at the roof being up top here. And I want to give you, and of course, this door off to the side is for a linen closet. And I just want to check one thing. We couldn't be so lucky as to have a laundry chute. So that's basically all I've got on the first two floors. The other thing I was going to bring to your attention, here's the attic access for the two-story part of this thing. And in a whole house inspection, I'd want that guy to take a look in both of those areas. So that's what I'd be hoping for. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, and then we're going to go down to the basement next. Thank you.